So now what is it? Your girl's recording? What's up, Sammy? We can go ahead and we can get into the next damn reaction, shall we? So Supreme Juice Nut is the name. Shout outs to you, gang. Interesting name. Being a white black friend. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into this next video. Y'all, let's do it.
Quick question. Have you ever been told that you don't act black enough and that you act white? Or better yet, you are the whitest black person I have ever met before? I know. Crazy stuff. It's like, hold up, let me just...
I'm sick. What is this vlog?
Shit, ain't much going on, twin. Just chillin'. I'll break yourself, fool. It's a motherfucking rock.
Where the fuck have you been? Missing the fucking action. I call your motherfucking phone to tell you about
Man, shut the fuck up, ho. I ain't paying that goddamn child support. That ain't even my kid.
That's long ass piece of...
That's not...
Look at this long ass... Come on, gang. Come on. Come on, gang. Come on.
My kid, bitch. I just told you. That ain't my fucking...
What fucking baby? That's your nose. That's your leg. That's your motherfucking baby, bitch.
I'm not paying that child support. That little nigga can raise himself. I ain't his fucking tripping, man. Stupid ass hoes, bro.
The tabernacle. What's the beast to a dinosaur, nigga? Pterodactyl mixed with a T-Rex.
What kind of blunt is that? Right.
I'm sorry you had to see that. But anyway, we're talking about black people today.
Why did you just show me that?
In my 31 years living on this planet, I have experienced and come across many types of black people in my day. So I would say I'm something of an expert on black. And there has been many occasions where I was called a white black person, or as people say, Oreos, and that I'm not black enough, that I act white, yada yada yada, you know, all that fun jazz. And I won't lie, it hurt my feelings every time I heard it. I would always be thinking about it for hours upon it and afterwards, like, how can I change? How can I be more nigga? What was wrong with me? Is it the way I talk, walk, act? What was it? Why my dick not 12 inches? And yeah, I like white things and all. I like...
You said the black New Yorkers with blue hair I can't stand? Now, if I go ahead and I time you out, then what? Because this blue hair New Yorker didn't even do anything to you, gang. That's kind of crazy. Right, not too much. Right, because Steel is also from New York. So if you got a problem with me, then you got a problem with Steel. I don't like that, because Steel my little cub. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like it is. I got to go ahead and I have to fight for two. I'll do that. But have I had this happen before with the level of, oh, you act white, this isn't this, my entire life. Growing up in the suburbs, I've had that quite a bit where people will be like, oh, well, you talk white, this isn't it. First of all, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know what that means. And especially me being from the suburbs, I'm from Brooklyn originally, but I went to school in Orange County. Imagine having to go through two double whams. Having people say it is like, oh, you talk white, and then have city people telling you it is that, oh, you from upstate. You're not really from New York like that. You're not from like the real New York. It's like, gang, you do realize it is that my family is here. Like, my family is here. I just happened to go to school up here because my dad got stationed at Stewart Airport, which is Newburgh, New York. Can we, like, let's stop. Cut that out. Cut that out, gang.
Golfing with the homies and sipping tea in my hood. I also like listening to rap and shooting up hoods. I mean, what's the problem? But actually, I believe I found a solution, because I've heard anyone call me a white black person since I was a sophomore in high school. And I say this is due to the fact that I have, I guess you could say, mastered the dark arts, you know, honed my skills in the art of niggatry. I've essentially become more nigga. And ever since then, life's been good. I've become a master at code switching. And then there's this one instance I will never forget, and I'm pretty sure it was the final time I was ever called a white black person, and it was, again, sophomore year of high school. So I'm in science class just chilling, doing my own thing. I have two other partners who happen to be white, and as we're working, the topic of NBA YoungBoy, that gangster, comes comes up, and then one of them asked me, do I listen to Youngboy? And I'm like, nah, I don't listen to Youngboy. I don't like him. And then he goes, man, you're the whitest black person I have ever met before.
I don't listen to the NBA, you know what I'm saying? NBA, NWA, something with A. I don't listen to him neither. I know who he is, but it's just like, damn. So now everybody gotta be white because they don't listen to him? Be fucking for real.
For that shit hurt. I'm not gonna lie. And then the other
That
one
wouldn't
goes,
have hurt me.
yeah, you're whiter than me.
That wouldn't have hurt me.
I wanted to slap them both. I really did. I wanted to. And I do feel like this problem stems from stereotypes and the fact that we feel like we have to fit into these.
Why are you kicking your feet? Sir, why are you getting so comfortable laying on your stomach with some fuzzy socks, kicking your feet like this? I have a problem with this, but you're hilarious, gang. So proceed.
Stereotypes to be cool, be valid within our own race. And essentially, if you're not abiding to these stereotypes, then you're not right. Something is wrong with you. You're gonna be just an outcast within your own race. It's like your stereotypical white feller in America.
You feller?
You got it? Yes. You're probably thinking of some preppy guy, you know, classy, eloquent, always proper, dressing nice, has a nice job, you know, nice family, very organized. But then when you think of your stereotypical black person, what do you have? Well, they're ghetto, you know, wife beater on, sagging their pants, probably in jail, probably got 5 baby mamas. What else? Oh yeah, they're improper, and most importantly, they're stupid. That's just how it's painted in America. You can sit here and say I'm bullshitting, but you know damn well I'm right. That is literally how a foreigner with very little knowledge of American people would see us. And I do see why that stereotype is true, because a lot of black people tend to live in more poorer areas and ghettos and stuff like that, while white people tend to be in more urbanized and upper class areas. It's about their surroundings and the way they grow up. Then you have a black guy like myself who was raised inside the suburbs and not the ghetto. So I'm not out here sagging my pants and being ignorant all the time and being improper and whatnot. No, I was raised a different type of way. So it's like, why would I try to be more ghetto when I'm not? It just doesn't make any sense. Oh, you know, you're not black enough. Well, what it sounds like to me is you're not ghetto enough. That's what that sounds like to me. You're not black enough. Nah, you're not ghetto enough.
Bro, this is something it is like I don't understand within within our community, and I'm going to say our because you know what I'm saying. But why do we have a ghetto off? Like that's insane to sit there and say, like, you know, people don't be in the ghetto because it is of, like, you know, it's something cool. It's something it's literally a product of their environment. Historically speaking, it is like a lot of times ghettos was made because most of these cities did not want us being in those houses. So they would go ahead and try to put us into these real rundown type of, like, you know, homes and stuff like that, and say that's the only one it is that we get qualified for. And that, of course, you know, trying to break up the family dynamic, the black family home, you know, welfare, Section 8, having the government and being involved with that. And then that became, I think, a thing. It is that it's carried on, having babies out of wedlock and all that other shit. That really didn't start happening like that until after like 68-ish. So we're going into like the 70s, very heavily prevalent in the 1980s, especially with the crack epidemic. You know what I'm saying? With Ronald Reagan and much more, you know, Bill Clinton, all those people. There is a huge lining of history. It is that there's a reason to why things of ghetto exist. But the fact that we're having a ghetto off, I don't understand that, because that's not something it is that you choose to be in. Well, a child to choose to be in. That's something is they just unfortunately had to go through, because that's all it is that either the parent known or due to certain circumstances that's not their fault. But I never understood that. The fact that we're trying to be like, oh, who's more ghetto? This. Like, nigga, you don't know what's going on at the home. You don't know what they're exposed to. You don't know what it is like the mom and dad is going through. So it's like, come on now. You know what I mean? I always got to tell people that I am the way I am. I'm not gonna change the way I speak and behave to make them happy. They'll have to take me as I am, whether they like it or not. Exactly. Because we got food and hairstyles, but it's if racists call it out, braid ghetto. Right? Exactly. Yeah. But even some people may even sit there and say it is me having blue hair is ghetto. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But for me, I don't consider it to be that way. But I can understand the stereotype behind that of black women having different color hair and stuff like that. Like I've seen, you know, pinks, purples, yellows, oranges, greens. I've seen all that stuff, and people do very much like to sit there and say it is that's ghetto. It is, more power to you. Hey, but I'm gonna keep doing it as I do. I don't like that our box braids are considered ghetto because our braiding styles are not ghetto. I never had box braids solely because of the fact of my mom was like, no, you're not getting that. You know, so it is a representation of what people think of us, and then we have to work all these extra ways in order to prove it is that we're just regular human beings like everybody else, but we get stereotyped very easily without even us having to say a single thing. You know what I mean? We get generalized pretty quickly. So the fact that we're having a ghetto off, it just concerns me at the end of the day.
I don't know. Am I the only one who be thinking that's what that sounds like? I have this preemptive stereotype implanted into my head of how a black person is supposed to be. So you need to be this way. Why are you acting this way?
Right.
What's wrong with you, man?
She just appears to be just a little bit ghetto to me. A little bit ghetto, a little bit.
And I constructed a little list of the types of black people, the archetypes, the breeds. So where my list at? Okay, first on the list is Mr. Whitey McWheister, the white black guy. This fool thinks that he's white. He is brown on the outside, but white on the inside. He is damn near pure white. Hey, and I'm not gonna lie, he might be a little racist at that too.
A little?
Shit, you never know. He a little cuckoo in the head. He be forgetting his roots, what he is. Shit. The next archetype we have is the balanced one, or the Oreo. This is what I would classify myself as.
I hate that they say for Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator. I don't even know why. I don't know why this nigga in the middle was here. I do not know why it is this predatory ass nigga is here. But the fact that they call because they do alternative music, technically. I would never sit there and say they're the white black guys. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I can kind of understand it. I can kind of see to why people may think that, but just because it is that we're a little bit different, The fun fact, Tyler the Creator is a distant cousin of mine. Hey,
Because we like
who let EDP in here? Right. Still, that's EDP, Mr. the Cupcake Hunter himself.
Like black things and white things, and we realize that both cultures have great stuff to offer. Next archetype we got is a soul brother and sister. They're not too white.
That is actually a disgusting picture of Biden.
Offer. Next archetype.
I hate that this picture of Biden exists. This photoshopped ass photo. Oh, this is pissing me off. Who did this? Who did this? Who's responsible of putting this nigga in a whole Newport jumpsuit with braids and a cigarette in his mouth, bro? Hate it here.
What we got is a soul brother and sister. They're not too white. They're not too ghetto. They're just black. They are very intertwined with their culture. When you see them on the street, you'll be like, man, they with it. Power to the people. And I feel as though a bunch of black old heads are part of this archetype. However, sadly, I do feel like it's a dying breed. And lastly, we've got that ghetto black, that hood muff. I don't really gotta explain much. You know what the fuck going on with this nigga. Hey, pants hanging off the ass and everything. He with that shit. Bang, bang, bang. Know what I'm saying? They on that timing. They on that timing now.
Ode to nigga. I had sauntered the halls, looking at my peers. Their eyes wouldn't meet mine as I looked a little queer. Then I see my black peers looking around without fear. They chortle, they cackle, they suck each other off. Gerp,
Nigga,
gerp,
what?
gerp. He beat that nigga off. In the moment, they look so nigga. Their brown melanated skin. My skin looked just like theirs. Yet, they didn't rock with me. They called me white boy, limp dick, even school shooter, which eventually led me to that goddamn computer. I paid for online courses like How to Be Nigga 101. I went to sites you won't want your mother seeing, looking up big booty ebony just to see how that thing be bouncing. Back at school,
Alright, bro.
I lowered my pants and deepened my voice. I'd only eat fried chicken and watermelon like it wasn't a choice. Listen to that new young boy. Oh yes, I did, of course. That shit was ass. All I felt was remorse. However, in the end, I just wasn't
This frog
more
jumping. Okay.
nigga.
Okay. Give me a break.
I guess we can just boil it down to being yourself and not trying to be something that you're not,
Right.
because everybody is different and whatnot. We all have different circumstances and everything. Like, if you're not from the hood, then don't try to act like you're from the hood. You're from the suburbs, just act like you're from the suburbs. All right, you're still black. Like, you don't gotta act hard when you're not hard. It's like me. Why would I act like some hard ass nigga when I'm not some hard ass nigga? That's not who I am. And it's kind of,
I feel like people it is who are a part of that environment or a product of that environment love testing that out on people from the suburbs. And then kind of like what happened to me, the flight or fright kicks in. And then it is all a level of survival afterwards. And I hate the fact that it is that a lot of people can able to resonate with that sentiment because they got put in scenarios that they had to go ahead and either, get their ass whooped or learn how to whoop some ass because of that. And I don't like that stuff. Like, you putting these kids in situations that is they've never been in before because an adult failed them. And then now you're spewing out what it is that you've learned from home into school and everywhere it is that you go. So I hope it is that y'all don't have to go through what it is that I did. I experienced like my first fight like that, which I think I've told y'all. I've told y'all this story plenty of times when it is when I was 13, but I don't I don't advocate for that at all. I really don't. As somebody it is that went to therapy for that shit and the told like the level of how that trauma is, yeah, I hate it.
funny too, because that Spider-Man meme that everybody's saying like, ooh, the exaggerated swagger of a black team, bro, that's true. Like, it's like, why do you think he said that? Because black people have that exaggerated swag. We all know this shit. There's certain things that black people do that every other ethnic group just doesn't do, all right? And
I hate that people who portray as a certain type of black person, like Natalie Nunn, she act like she's like, oh yeah. I personally it is. I feel like she just be pimping the girls on the baddies club or like Good Girls Gone Bad, whatever it is that may have you. I'm not the biggest fan of those shows, and I do not watch them. I'm familiar with who some of the people are, but I don't condone a lot of the things it is that's being promoted onto that show because a lot of it is violence. It's a lot of it like women not being able to get along with each other, fighting, carrying on, and acting a certain type of way. I don't watch that. I don't watch Basketball Wives. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I used to, but then even after that, I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. After a while, it's just like these are depictions, not of what I think of us, but it's what other people think of us. And being in a setting to where it is that you get judged before it is that you even say like a word or based off of like what it is you wear, even how it is that you talk. You know what I mean? There's going to be somebody that's going to judge you for that. And I just don't like the levels of some of these reality shows they portray. That's just me. That's just my example. If it ain't Jersey Shore, then I don't care. That's the only yeah, Jersey Shore was cool. I fucked with it. I fuck with Jersey Shore.
that shit is swag, all right? Like, it's swag, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. The way we talk, walk, act, it's just our culture. It's our flavor, it's our seasoning. Just how white people have their own things, Hispanics, Asians. Every ethnic group has their own type of flavor, their own seasoning, which makes it special. Yeah, but hey, just do you, man. If you not ghetto, if you not hood, bro, don't try to act. People ruin their lives over this, and everybody knows it. Black people make up about like what? Half the jail percentage, but only a quarter of the United States percentage. It's kind of crazy. but that's just how it is. So don't get yourself inside the wrong crowds. Be smart about this shit. Honestly, me personally, I see this stuff like the white and black, like being an Oreo and whatnot. I see that as a superpower because it's like, bro, you know both sides of it. It's like you can be more black at times, you can be more white at other times. It's like, bro, if you go into an interview, you know how to be white, or if you're around hood niggas, you know how to be black. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your superpower.
I think that's why I love the fact that you cannot tell what race it is through my name, especially my middle name. My middle name is going to throw you through a fucking loop because you don't think I'm Spanish. I love it. But my thing is that you get stereotyped through jobs just based off a name by itself. It could be based off of gender. It can be based off of ethnicity. It can even be based off of special, almost say special needs, but disabilities that you get judged based off of those things. And I'm not gonna lie, I put on my like back when I used to work like in 9 to 5, I used to put on my best white voice it is that you would ever really know. Like, oh my god, like you wouldn't even know it is like what race it is that I'm at. But I'll be like, hi, how are you? Yes, yes, I am here for the interview. Yes, so just tell me a little bit more about the position. I will put on the best impersonation, and by the time it is that I'm already there and I'm likable and stuff, it's like surprise. I'm black. Love doing that. Love doing that. And then you see the name Quantavius, and then you see a blonde hair, blue eyes, and in a suit. Right, exactly. Exactly.
Use that. You know, don't see it as a disadvantage. Use it as an advantage because it is one. Understand that.
What's my ethnicity? What's my ethnicity, you ask? I'll tell you. Hold on. I will tell you. So most I'm a mix of different things, but Barbadian or Bajan is what it is I like to say. From Barbados, Panama, do have Jamaican in my family. Uh Grenadian I do have in my family. Uh I do believe some levels of like Native American. I think that's also not Cherokee because I feel like Cherokee is kind of like typical. Um, but yeah, there is a mix of different things. You know, Caribbean gang, of course, of course. You know what I'm saying? Us Caribbean team, you understand, have to stay together. But Supreme Juice. I'm just gonna say Supreme Juice because I feel kind of weird by saying Supreme Juice Nut. Shout outs to you, gang. W video, and you only have 8.9K subscribers. Nah, we gotta go ahead and run it up, bro. We gotta run it up, especially if you got videos like this. I hit the subscribe on you. You know what I'm saying? And you understand? So, shout outs to you, gang. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. And shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.